Silverstone for rounds 11 and 12 of the BRSCC Fiesta Junior Championship 2015. A pleasant surprise in Carlito Moracco taking pole from Championship leader Aaron Thompson. Nathan Edwards and Cameron Pugh on row 2. Row 3, Ronan Quinn and Michael Higgs, followed by Lewis Kent and Sikander Hussain. Next, Elliot Wilson and Alexander Tate. Ben Swift, and a very warm welcome to the championship to newcomer Bradley Burns. So 12 cars taking to the grid for our first race, equaling the best turnout that we've had. Moracco on the outside, which is pole, and he's made a great start. So Moracco leading, Cameron Pugh in second. Nathan Edwards goes very wide into Copse Corner for the first time. If he carries on doing that, it'll be the ubiquitous and, I have to say, very annoying track limits warning. But Nathan... going wide there is Cameron Pugh. The black car with the red top gets it back on circuit, but it's a very good start from Carlito Moracco, first-year driver. And I've got to say, he looked totally unfazed about having that pole position start. Very, very cool indeed. So the fact that he's had a pole is great. Now, where's Aaron Thompson? Now, Thompson... and contact between Sikander Hussain and Cameron Pugh, but Cameron recovered very well from that. Getting into the mix now is Lewis Kent. Lewis about to try and dive down the inside. We'll see if he can make the move. He does. Lewis, you might remember, we saw on the podium in round 10 at Castle Combe. So he'll be buoyed by that. It's Michael Higgs in the Jam Sport car. Unusual colours for Michael, but they're... For those aficionados of Fiesta and Clio racing, they'll know that Jam Sport run in the white and green covers. We used to see Jamie Going racing those in the seniors. And Michael Higgs, second in the championship, is very much on the case of Nathan Edwards. Edwards, of course, who took his first win in the first race at Castle Combe. And it just goes to show what a competitive championship this is this year. But this is the view from the race leader Carlito Moracco, the ginger Italian as he's known, coming down into Brooklands. Great move into second from Michael Higgs, passes Nathan Edwards in the 21 car, so Nathan down to third place. We've got the yellow and blue car following of Ronan Quinn. Ronan qualified in fifth, so he's up to fourth place, and the car that's missing from position is Aaron Thompson, who qualified in second place, but the championship leader is not going to equal any records in here. You'll know that we've been talking about Aaron maybe equaling JJ Ross's race win record. That's not going to happen in this one. But Nathan Edwards goes back into second position with a terrific move on the inside of Michael Higgs. So the young driver from Kent, based down in Tunbridge Wells, up into second place. Now what we want to do, we're on board with the leader again, through Maggots, into Beckett, so then they'll come round on the long straight. Second and third really need to work with each other here, perhaps rather than squabble. And I guess there might be some gesticulation from Higgs saying, come on, let's try and catch the race leader. But Moracco will know that he's got the race winner's pace, having set pole position, and it very much looks like he's carried that qualifying form through to the race. Coming up on... That's Aaron Thompson that he's passed. So Thompson is running, but clearly very, very slowly indeed. So Aaron Thompson has clearly got a problem. Looks like he's down on power as we look at Ben Swift, the blue car. Ben's second race meeting in the championship. And he's having a terrific dice there with the Sheffield youngster Alexander Tate. So those two getting stuck in. Alexander's best result, of course, as well, coming at Castle Combe in fifth position. And missed out on the first round here at Silverstone, so he'll be putting his Silverstone gremlins to bed here. By the looks of it, we've got Lewis Kent out. You can see at the back of shot. So Lewis Kent is out of the race. Comes our first retiree. of our 6th meeting of the season in the Fiesta Juniors. So it's all topsy-turvy this one, with Aaron Thompson struggling and already a lap down. So Aaron will carry on to try and collect the points for finishing, but you have to complete a percentage of the distance in order to get the points. Sikander Hussain here, just ahead of Cameron Pugh, and Cameron goes into Luffield. Nice wide line there from the chaser, and he's going to try and get the run out of the corner. You can see that wide line converting into momentum, and a very good manoeuvre there by Cameron Pugh, but there's only half a gap up the inside, which he's going for. Oh, and tags the rear end of Sikander's car, but pulls out of it quite rightly, and they continue their battle heading down towards Copse Corner. Goodness me, very close racing indeed, and Cameron Pugh will continue on his way and try and hunt down Sikander Hussain. Sikander, who's been very consistently on his best result of 5th place, had loads of those this year. He's just struggled a little bit to get any further than that, but he has the ability to do it for sure. He's the white car in front at the moment. Was there, I'm not sure if it was contact there again, but certainly the back end seemed to step out a little bit. Michael Higgs is there in white and green, and Cameron Pugh and Sikander Hussain really enjoying this scrap at the moment, which is over 5th place. Sikander with it at the moment, and Cameron Pugh piling the pressure on once again. Not quite so wide this time, and Sikander drifts out a little bit here. Pugh, is he going to have the run out of the corner? He's going to go on. Sikander goes off over the curbs, leaves the door open. Up into 5th place goes Cameron Pugh. So the Surrey driver passes the young Yorkshireman, and across the line they go. You can see up front we've got Michael Higgs ahead of them in 4th place. So Cameron Pugh in 5th, but here comes Sikander Hussain looking down the inside. This is great, round off goes Pugh. There might have been contacting and over. Oh goodness me, no. Well, the car rights itself, thankfully. Remember, these are 14 to 17-year-olds, and I tell you what, there are going to be some very nervous mums and dads watching this from the pit lane at the paddock and listening to the commentary. Won't necessarily be able to see what happened, but the car did right itself. But here's the race leader, Carlito Moracco, whose best result coming into this meeting, like Sikander Hussain, 5th position, and he's got a pole here, and he's leading the race with Nathan Edwards in 2nd place. Nathan's got the fastest lap. That was on lap 5, 1:11.471, averaging nearly 85 miles per hour. But Moracco coming down, you can see the yellow flags being waved heavily for Cameron Pugh to get him safely out of the car. So through goes Carlito, and not only did he handle the start well, but he's raced absolutely superbly as well, and has maintained this gap over Nathan Edwards. Ronan Quinn's there in 3rd. Ronan, who's had several appearances on the podium, and he's going to add to those in this race as they round Beckett's, and it looks like Nathan Edwards is starting to close the gap a little bit as we head towards the closing stages. So the man with the fastest lap, Aaron Thompson, will get the blue flag. I don't know if Aaron is going to be a classified finisher here, but very clearly problems for him. Moracco goes past, Edwards goes past as well, and hats off to Aaron Thompson for keeping going and trying to get the points to get the car home to the finish, and he obeyed the blue flags, kept out of the way of the leaders, doesn't want to interfere with the other guys. And Carlito Moracco is going to jump from a best of 5th place here to, by the look of it, a 1st or a 2nd. Goes across the line again, heavily waved yellows still there down at Copse Corner, which greet the race leaders. We've still got Ronan Quinn, youngster based in Leicestershire, there in 3rd place. So it's Moracco, Edwards and Quinn. Course car coming to the assistance of Cameron Pugh, who joins Lewis Kent in retirement. And I don't think Aaron Thompson is going to get a classified finish in this one. But Edwards chasing Moracco, fastest lap for him and running well. I can tell you that our newcomer, Bradley Burns, is running in 8th place, so he's running well, the number 9, and the race leaders are heading up towards Bradley at the moment. So down into Brooklands, the left-hander and then the right-hander at Luffield, and I think the back marker's already seen them. It looks like he's running wide just to give Carlito the space on the inside, and Nathan Edwards, who's getting within striking distance now. So Bradley Burns, he's passed. That was good driving from Bradley. Of course, all the youngsters go through the ARDS test that senior drivers would do, and Nathan Edwards is piling on the pressure, but we've got red flags. So the race, I think that's going to be red and checker because of the issues with Cameron Pugh. And the race result is declared at the previous lap. Carlito Maracco, who at the time was 1.5 seconds clear of Nathan Edwards. Ronan Quinn next from Michael Higgs and Sikander Hussain, then Ben Swift, Alex Tate, Bradley Burns and Elliot Wilson.
Carlito, what a great race there. Just talk us through how it was for you.
It was amazing. The start was a bit chaotic. You know, Cameron was level with me, and I managed to get the run for the first corner, and then I had new tyres on the front because we scrubbed them in practice, and then luckily we just managed to get away from Nathan. And just unfortunate towards the end, Cameron had a bit off, and then that was the end of the race, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
So Nathan started third, came second. It was a pretty good battle all the way for you, top three.
Yeah, no, it was mega. We got a good start, we're up to second, and as soon as Aaron gone, we had the pace to be at the front, and Michael caught me, but he didn't seem to have a straight line speed. We did. He had an issue with his car, and then we just gradually caught Carlito. We went off a bit, the tyres went off, but as soon as I started to then reel him back in again, it looked quite good. But then the red flag came out, and it was a shame because it was looking like a good race. But I hope Cameron's all right.
Ronan, a podium, must be pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm very happy. It was a close race. So I'm pleased with it.
The early battle, obviously there's quite a main group there. You managed to pull away the top three, I thought, and then it was sort of trying to keep consistent.
Yeah, the top three of us managed to get a gap, but Carlito and Nathan managed to pull a bit on me, but I managed to get away from Higgs, so I had a comfortable gap, but I was always trying to push to catch those front two, but just couldn't quite do it.
Welcome back to Silverstone. This is race 2 for the Fiesta Juniors. Race 1 winner, Carlito Maracco, starts on pole with Nathan Edwards alongside. Then it's Ronan Quinn and Michael Higgs. Sikander Hussain lines up on row 3 with Ben Swift and Alexander Tate. Bradley Burns on the outside of row 4. And it's Elliot Wilson, Cameron Pugh, Aaron Thompson and Lewis Kent. Lights are on here on the national circuit at Silverstone. It's a great start. Pole position here is the outside, and it's Maracco that I think has made a good start, or has he? No, he hasn't. Maracco's been passed. Michael Higgs leading. Nathan Edwards is up into second place. Maracco down to third. Well, it's a good job this wasn't race 1 because that might have eaten into his confidence, but now we're going to see the racy nature of Maracco. We've seen him lead from pole, and he's having a go up the inside of Maggots, and that's the outside as they come into Beckett's. He's still there in third place. Aaron Thompson's got his car sorted out. The SDT contract's on the back. It was a misfire that he had in race number 1. He wasn't a classified finisher, so that's going to be one of Aaron's drop scores in the championship. He still leads the table, but good to see that they've sorted that problem out. He's looking down the inside, looking very quick indeed. And remember, coming through from the back, Aaron Thompson, he's already up to third place. So the championship leader getting stuck in straight away. Nathan Edwards is immediately ahead of him. And the race leader is the teammate of Aaron Thompson, and that's Michael Higgs, who took fourth position in race number 1. So down the home straight and into Copse Corner go the race leaders. Thompson still in third place, followed by Ronan Quinn looking for another podium. And Carlito Maracco runs a little bit wide, wave of acknowledgement there. Can't see at the moment who's immediately behind him, but he'll have to be mindful of that because the officials here very concerned about track limits, particularly at Copse, where there's a very big, and I have to say very inviting runoff area for the cars to go over. But if you go wider, it can actually make the cars, a wider line can be faster with more momentum, and that's why the officials don't like the cars going over it. So Maracco chasing in 5th place, but it's Jam Sport first and third, Daniels Motorsport in the middle with Nathan Edwards, the Kent-based driver. The Essex boy Aaron Thompson now taking a sweep out through Luffield. They come out of Luffield and through Woodcote, and Thompson will try and use the momentum to go inside Edwards, of course, race winner at Castle Combe. And we may well see Aaron Thompson here equal that record of JJ Ross in terms of the race wins in the Fiesta Junior Championship. And JJ Ross is again on terrific form this weekend in our sister programme for the senior, the Jam Sport Fiesta Championship. And JJ proving what a great category this is to learn your craft and come through and go senior Fiesta racing. Challenge for the lead, and Edwards goes through. Great move by Edwards on the inside of Michael Higgs. Aaron Thompson, oh, but he overruns. There was too much speed into the corner. He went on the inside, goes wide, loses not only the lead but also second place to his teammate. So Aaron Thompson from the back of the grid is up into second place. This though is Carlito Baracco still in front. Thompson's going for the lead. Thompson hasn't looked down. So Thompson now is still in second place. So Michael Higgs, the leader, and the teammates go side by side. Are we going to get some door handling here? Yes, we do, from these two guys who get on very well off track. And on track, of course, it's a different matter, and Thompson's got that line. So very good racecraft from Thompson. And the key thing for me, he did make up a lot of positions on that one, but he's bided his time. That was very good racecraft from him, picking them off one by one, taking the opportunity when it presented itself. Initially down at Beckett's, and now he's got the lead. But Carlito Baracco is back in fifth. So this guy, pole position, and obviously no questioning his pace at all from qualifying and into the race, but he's down in fifth place. And this shows you how competitive the championship is. Nathan Edwards back into second position. Michael Higgs is down to third. Then it's Ronan Quinn who's chasing them, and you can see Ronan immediately ahead of us in the yellow car, and he's looking to Higgs. He's looking very tight. Oh, and there's a turn around there, back end as Quinn touches the back end of Higgs. This could be a nasty moment. That was a heck of a lot of speed being carried right across the track. I thought he was going to hit the barrier on the outside, and thank goodness for Silverstone's big runoffs. If that was Rockingham turn one, he'd have been in big trouble. But Carlito is back on circuit now in 76, and he's made up some ground on Nathan Edwards, who's there immediately in front in the 21 machine. So Edwards out front. Ronan Quinn is the third car, the yellow and blue car in shot. Well, high drama here. Through the shot goes Bradley Burns. Now what's happened to Aaron Thompson? So it looks like Aaron Thompson's out of it as well. So we've lost the race leader. Now, is that a recurrence of Thompson's engine problem from race number one? And if so, that is going to be another drop score for Thompson. And that's it for the season for Thompson in terms of drop scores, because you discount your worst two scores. It does, of course, give you the chance to take a round off if schools won't give you the time. Remember, these are youngsters. Most of the schools that these youngsters go to are very accommodating about the racing, because effectively it's what we call work-related learning. These guys are going to more than likely end up in motorsport for a living, so the schools are very supportive. As long as the studies are done, they're very supportive of this type of activity. But it's Nathan Edwards out front at the moment. Carlito Baracco second after taking pole position and a maiden win in the championship. They're coming up on the newcomer, and Bradley Burns in the red car comes from Alton in Hampshire. Hampshire, of course, not too far away from Alton, New Alresford, where Derek Warwick came from. And Derek, the president of the BRDC, who are based here at Silverstone. Elliot Wilson pulls over in the 22 car, quite rightly, and a wide line there for the back marker, and Carlito still chasing the race leader. So Nathan Edwards in car number 21, but we're hearing about some penalties coming through for track limits. Now it seems that Nathan Edwards has got 2 penalties for track limits, and Carlito's got 1. Now on balance, looking at the timing screen, Carlito at the moment is in the lead. So Baracco on the clock. We're going to focus on the tarmac, as ever we do. We had this issue, didn't we, at Castle Combe, and it is very frustrating for the drivers and teams and also the spectators. So they'll be watching the race play out here on the tarmac, and at the moment it's Nathan Edwards who's actually going to wind up third on the timing screen, crosses the line again. Carlito Moracco chasing him, and Carlito want to beat him on the tarmac. I'm not sure if you'll know about the time penalties, but as I say, we've actually got time penalties in prospect for 4 drivers: Carlito, Nathan, Lewis Kent, who is, by the look of it, going to finish this one, and Sikander Hussain as well. Championship-wise, I think Aaron Thompson's lead should be intact. Michael Higgs is still, of course, running in this race, and it is going to close things up, and I reckon Higgs is going to get on drop scores to within 8 points of Aaron Thompson at the end of this race as we go in car with Moracco, who will move up to 5th place in the championship in the 76 car, and this for his debut season, absolutely superb. Debuted here at Silverstone with 6th and 7th positions, and it's Nathan Edwards that still leads. He's only ever been, he's had 1 retirement this year, race 2 at Castle Combe, and apart from that he's been in the top 4 of every single race, and he, by my counts, will be 3rd in the championship leaving here on drop scores again. In terms of the total points scored, I think the man who gets punished the most is Michael Higgs, who will have scored the most points on the course of the season thus far, but you have to drop those worst 2. He's been his car's been particularly reliable. So Nathan Edwards, the race leader, certainly on tarmac, but on the clock, Carlito Moracco the leader, after the penalties for track limits are applied. But it looks like Edwards is going to take the checkered flag. That's a fair gap that he's got over Carlito Moracco, but I think Carlito's going to be pleased with pole position, a win in race number 1, and another win here after the time penalties, and 2nd position on the road is a great result as well. But here comes the race leader, Nathan Edwards. He was 2nd on the road in race number 1, into Lovefield for the last time and around Woodcote, so he's going to take the checkered flag, but it's going to be Carlito Moracco who will inherit the win. So here they come. It is a close thing between the 2 of them. So Edwards has got a time penalty, Moracco has as well, but it's not going to take away the win from Moracco. It's only 5 seconds, he crosses the line. Then we've got Ronan Quinn, who will take 2nd on the timing screen. Michael Higgs will in fact be 3rd with Nathan Edwards in 4th place. Lewis Kent gets 5th. Ben Swift is in 6th place from Alexander Tate, then Sikander Hussain, Bradley Burns in 9th from Elliot Wilson. And the standings headed still by Aaron Thompson from Michael Higgs and Nathan Edwards, then Ronan Quinn and Carlito Moracco, Lewis Kent in 6th from Alexander Tate and Sikander Hussain.
Ronan, what an interesting race. So 3rd across the line, but timing screen says 2nd.
Yeah, I saw some people getting penalties, and I thought, well, if I can try and stay close enough, I might be able to pick a place, and I managed it, so I'm happy with that.
From a spectator's point of view, with all the various penalties, it was getting quite confusing, but a good race overall. Like.
Yeah, the beginning especially was very, very close. I lost the first 2 a little bit, but it was still a very close race. I mean, the first lap was really good for the spectators, so yeah.